football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking.
Back at it again with other shades of blue here at Casey's Soccer Journal. I'm Robert Rustert. I got with me Thad Bell and Carrie Robinson. We are sponsored by Core Outdoor Equipment. And I was actually on their site, guys, before we came on real quick. They have a 12-person tent. If I ever find 11 other people who want to camp with me, I'm going to buy that tent. Free shipping over $50. So, think about Core Outdoor Equipment for your camping needs. The best time to camp. Fall is coming slowly but surely. So go to coreoutdoorequipment.com and check out what they've got there. Thad, do you have 11 people that would go camping with you?
No, but I might want that much room for me and my wife.
There you go. I bet Carrie has 11 people who go camping with her. Or Carrie,
I'm
are you
try-
a camper? Or are you a glamper? Or
No, I'm a camper.
oh, okay, nice. You have
Yeah.
11 people who go with you?
Well, I'm trying to just imagine in my head, I grew up with 5 people going camping in one tent, and that was a decent sized tent. But I can't imagine 11.
Nice. Well, you get a
11
rain fly.
others.
11 others, yeah.
You can get a rain fly cover with that as well if you're afraid of the rain. But anyway, so World Cup, baby. I didn't watch the third place game at all. It was Saturday. I was out doing things, yard things, hanging out with the wife. She wanted to go shopping. Then we had something we went to that night. So I didn't see any of that match. We looked at the score before we left to go shopping. I think it was 4-0. We're on our way almost to where we want to shop. It's 4-3. So we kept following it after that to see how it ended up. But crazy match. Did either of you catch that one? Carrie, did you catch that one?
I did not. I was taking the streetcar down to a friend's who was hosting a World Cup birthday party, go to different bars, have a little mini game, compete against others at every bar. And I was watching, so I was I heard people on the streetcar talking about it being 4-0, and I was like, okay, well, obviously, I can't imagine it being very much more after that. And then I got to my friend's place, and it was 4-3, and then we watched the rest of the game.
Were
Or
you
I watched the
surprised it
rest of
was
the game.
4-0 England? Were you like, oh, yeah, that's got to be France?
Yes, I was.
Yeah,
Very
for
much
sure.
so.
I don't know if any defense was being played. Thad, did you catch any of it?
Bits and pieces, because again, my wife had scheduled something in advance, not looking at the fact there was a third place game that exists, because that just doesn't register to most
That's
people.
another discussion, isn't it?
The whole finals thing, she knows. She's like, yes, we're gonna watch that, but she didn't really grasp the whole third place thing. So I went and we were doing a stained glass type of thing, glass fusion. My wife's cousin owns a place up in
You're so artsy, Thad.
Platte City. Anyway, we're doing this thing, and she turns on the TV, and because I did insist it was that and not the Royals game, and I
Good.
look up and it's 2-0. Okay, then we all okay, we're gonna go grab some dinner. Get there, and they have a TV on. It's 4-0. Look up a little bit later, it's 4-2. What? And yeah, I couldn't get any service there to find out what's going on. Is this just a fake game going on, a replay from a previous year? I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty weird.
And if I recall right, Kane didn't score a single goal, right? Right? None of those 6?
Yeah, as far as I know, I don't think he did.
He did
Harry
not.
Kane.
But hey, great match. Love to see the goals. It's not an ideal for me for a final, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But did want to mention the England, I don't remember the term, technical director, whatever, wrote a very nice letter to the people of Kansas City, mostly Kansas, Prairie Village, where they're at, just about how the treatment they received here. So beautiful to see that, and beautiful to see some of the England players hanging out at Joe's, having some ribs, whatever they wanted, going to Betty Ray's, one of my favorite places. So pretty cool stuff there, guys.
It was very funny to see Becky Tweed, who is an assistant coach for the San Diego Wave, who was underneath Freya Coombe whenever she was at Angel City as the head coach. They with the Wave being in town, I saw both of them, both English, got to run into the English team at Joe's as well.
Nice, nice,
which
nice.
was a very scary to see on the timeline, I can't lie. Becky Tweed in Kansas City.
All right, so let's talk about the final. All right, I'm going to introduce this in a way that you guys are probably going to dog on me for it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Maybe that's why I'm doing it. But anyway, 1-0, but I loved it. Why did I loved it? A lot of people are looking at it saying, "Oh, what a crappy game." I love the passion. I love the fact that it was a war out there. I love the fact that I am an Argentina fan, but that they felt they had to get so physical because they knew they didn't really have a answer for Spain's defense. Spain allows 1 goal a whole tournament. Argentina's like, yeah, yeah, we're not sure we could even break that down, so we're going to break it down other ways. And then, the red card. I mean, how stupid! Didn't love that. But, just the passion that game is played with, the passion that Spain showed in, being determined and not getting frustrated, though they were a little bit, and then they scored that goal and just all the elation with that. And, I just enjoyed watching it. The tension all game, thinking, okay, Argentina's got to do something, right? Right. Of course, the red card hurt, but that is my take. I loved it. I thought it was great. Sure, would I have loved a 3-2 back and forth thing with 11v11? Sure. Would I have done things differently than the Argentina coach did? Maybe, but I'm not a national team coach, obviously. But that's my take. I'm sure yours are probably a little different. Thad, well, what were your thoughts?
Well, I don't wanna say I love the game, but I'm okay with the game, because I don't think Argentina didn't have a way to solve Spain's defense. I think they didn't have the energy to solve Spain's defense because 'cause
Tired.
they've played a lot of extra time. They came off a tough battle with England. They're old relatively to most other teams in the World Cup, and I just don't think they had the legs left to really do much, and then you add in that Spain's defense was so good, and a lot of people criticize that Argentina was being physical or dirty or cynical or whatever words that have people have thrown out there, but you also don't want to get to the final of the World Cup and not try to win it. So if you're not just going to roll over and like, okay, I'm just going to let them have it all. Yes, they did still have like however many shots compared to none for the most of the game. But I also remember in 2010, Spain was a bit thuggish and they won that World Cup, and nobody remembers that.
Yeah.
I just remember not liking them in the World Cup because of that final game, because they were physical and cynical and very tactical in fouls and all this other stuff. They weren't playing a beautiful game.
Yeah.
So
Well,
nobody remembers that.
obviously, I don't like what happened afterwards. The reason doesn't really matter why. I don't condone that, of course, but just the passion they're played with. I love that. I love that they made it a battle, and they couldn't even get out of their own end for most of the first half because
Yeah.
of that high press from Spain. So, Carrie, what are your thoughts?
I was also okay with the game. I didn't think it was that boring, like a lot of people
Yeah.
making it out to be, especially whenever it was really just, "When is Spain gonna score? When is Spain gonna score? When is Spain gonna score?" I mean, you
And the
gotta give it up t
goalkeeper, come on,
exactly,
yeah,
Emmy, look at him. I was like, "Is there a way that he gets moved out of?" Because 'cause you're seeing all these transfers already in Premier League. So I was asking my friends, I was like, "Is he gonna get transferred out of Aston Villa?" And so he didn't last World Cup, but this World Cup, after that last performance, I think there's a better chance now, but
Yeah.
it's been a lot
And
of fun. My sister is in Spain. They opened up the old Bowl Arena, in her town, as a watch party, and then her and her husband were sending me and my family, like, videos of the fires happening and the parties afterwards.
that's
I
cool.
don't know where it was in Spain, I don't remember the city, but there was, like we've got Power and Light with a big group of people, right? This is like Power and Light, like, times 5, just down the street. It was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with Spain winning because they played a great tournament,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
It was awesome all the way through. And this was kind of like one of those, like, the historical, immovable object against irresistible force kind of thing, because all through this tournament, Argentina has not necessarily been good for a good chunk of the game, and then the last 15 minutes, they turn it on and they score, and then they score again, and they win that game, or they do it in extra time, I was kind of waiting for that to happen. Like, okay, you notice all of a sudden they were able to start getting a chance there right at the end after they got scored on. I thought they might still pull out that little bit of magic, but that's two different teams, two different styles, and it turned out in Spain's favor.
Yeah, I mean, Argentina had some decent chances, pretty good chances, and they didn't put them away. But
Yeah,
obviously, being down one man hurt. And, some people
that was stupid.
saying out there, Messi wasn't much of an impact. What do you mean? Every time he got the ball, they were on him and he was getting out of pressure. He was
Yeah.
making the right passes. He was sending in crosses, etc. He was the guy that created danger almost every time he was on the ball, in my opinion. But, there are some crazy takes out there. Before we get into any of those, any other comments about the final or celebrities or the halftime show?
I still will maintain my position that anytime you show some celebrity up on the screen, you are required to put their name up on screen at the same time. Cause I'm like, I don't know who that is. I don't know who
Yeah.
that is. I don't know who that is. And my daughter's telling me some of them. Wife tells me a couple of them. I recognize a couple of them. So we got most of them. But then like some guy, at the halftime show comes out playing a stupid guitar, totally changing the vibe of the whole halftime show. I'm like, who the hell is this jerk? And, oh,
Carrie? Carrie, I'm surprised that even cares who the celebrities are.
I mean,
I
I also thought that at some point. I during halftime or right before halftime, I finally made it out to soccer capital summer or whatever it is at Sporting,
Okay.
for the last game, of course, and on the big screen, I wish they had who everyone was.
Yeah. I don't really care who they are, but if you're gonna show them, and this
Yeah,
is the other
yeah.
part is only show them for 3 seconds.
Well, the
Also, if you're
announcer
gonna
saw
show
it.
someone in a suit when it's 90 degrees, tell me who it is.
The announcers thought that, Matt Damon was Brad Pitt, and I'm like, "No, that's Matt Damon. Come on, guys." But,
Well,
yeah, there are
the
some.
best part the best back-to-back celebrity showings, though, was Ferrell and Ferrell,
Right, yeah.
'cause
Will Ferrell,
they went from
crazy
Will
dude.
Ferrell to Ferrell. So,
Um, Halftime show. I don't know, you said Bieber brought the beat down, the feel down. I thought it was a nice change of pace. The Muppets were pretty cool, the message was great, the kids being involved. Shakira was fine. Don't know who the guy next to Shakira was. Carrie, can you help me out there? The guy that was dancing next to her, singing, I think.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I I did not pay much attention to the halftime. It started, like, downpouring over by the
Oh,
Legends, and it wasn't
oh,
just, like, rain. It was, like, giant raindrops, probably, like, I don't know, a dollar size? I don't know.
oh,
I was getting aggressively hit by them, and so I was trying to seek
seek shelter.
seek shelter.
you were pelted.
Nice, nice.
I
So
need
how
a
was the
concussion
crowd out there?
protocol.
How was the crowd at,
It
Summer?
was good. It wasn't busy, I would say.
Yeah.
It was a better vibe than I was expecting.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So congrats, Spain. World Cup title number 2. And
Congrats, Manu.
yes, Manu Garcia, I'm sure, is celebrating himself. And he might just have a little bit of that a little bit later on too. And then, of course, we'll talk about sporting Manu and the current in a later segment. But before we do, guys, crazy takes out there. Crazy takes. We know social media is a mess. And I unfortunately have gotten
Yeah.
involved in some of these and responded to some of these. And I'm like, why am I doing this? But I do it anyway. The craziest take I've ever seen so far is Lionel Messi, how to destroy a career in 30 days. What do you mean? He destroyed his career in 30 days? I'm not quite sure what they're talking about. He's what, second leading scorer in the tournament. He's not responsible for what his teammates do. What?
Had a
I
hat
didn't
trick.
quite get that one.
It's that's the some of the worst thing about anything in culture, society nowadays is anybody who's really good has to be tore down.
Yeah,
Anybody who's all of a sudden popular has to be built up until you tear them down, right? So for Messi, until the previous World Cup, he actually wasn't very well liked in Argentina because he didn't get them the World Cup.
right.
And then he gets the World Cup and now he's worshipped, right? Like, I mean, the songs that they would sing for him is akin to like psalms in a church at times. It's just incredible. But people have to tear him down because it's just the way culture is. He didn't win. He's older. The whole team is older. They went against a really, really good team. They somehow found a way to get there. Yeah, some of his teammates acted like assholes. And again, how many times have we seen a lot of teams that we like, get to a final, lose, and they start doing some dirty
Yeah.
tackles at the end because they are frustrated. It's not good, it's not pretty, but it's life.
Yeah. So what's a crazy take, Carrie, that you saw out there or heard just in your circles?
I don't know. Nothing about the World Cup. This week I've been focused on the other team.
The
The
other
other
team.
team.
The other team, Sporting Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no crazy city takes
Yeah.
on sporting.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
yeah,
Hey,
I'm
don't
sure there
worry.
were.
They'll take it from here. Don't worry, world.
But yeah, and then people thought the entire thing was rigged for him. It was for Argentina to win. I think they did get the benefit of being a big team, but a lot of big teams get calls. So
I
Yeah,
will
and if
say
they go ahead, Carrie.
I have been enjoying there is a TikTok form video against Messi. And it is to the song I Saw the Sign, and it just plays it every single time, and it's like, the calls from the Egypt game, from whatever game. And then it always goes back to 2022's the Hand of God play. Whenever Messi hits the ball in Qatar against Netherlands, and Virgil is just like beyond himself. He's just like looking around questioning. So they keep taking place from this World Cup and then cutting to Virgil's face during that, and that's been the best meme of the tournament.
One of my goals when I retire, which, April, God, please, um, I want to learn how to do a lot of this stuff, this technology, how to do all this video and everything. So that's one thing I'm hoping to do. I'm sure I won't be as good as all these people that are out there, but, maybe one day. Carrie, can you help me?
I don't even know how to do some of this stuff.
some of that
All right.
stuff's too young for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair
If
enough.
you're not a teenager, some of that stuff is just never going to be right for you.
Well, let's close up the World Cup talk. Fabulous World Cup. A lot of people have said it. It's what this country needed in many ways. I agree with that. I'm already suffering World Cup withdrawal. I think I was depressed last night after just sitting there. What am I going to do now? How am I going to spend my time? What's going to occupy my mind? So, we got plenty of MLS coming up. We've got plenty of NWSL coming up. We've got plenty of soccer coming up, but it just kind of upset me to have it over. Thad, you're pointing a
I'm
finger
going
at me.
to. Yeah, I am pointing a finger at you. You were sitting there depressed last night. You could have been at the Sporting 2 game. You could have been at the current 2 game. There was other soccer going on live in town, people fighting hard to get goals, to win games, to do all that stuff. And it was a whole lot cheaper.
That is
Hey.
true, but just not the same.
Oh,
The whole culture, the whole massiveness of it, But
Well,
anyway,
Robert, it's a
I
good thing
can't volunteer for those games, can I, Thad? I probably can't, but anyway.
you only have to wait 340 more days until the Women's World Cup.
Exactly. That's right. That's right.
Put in your credential request now
There you go.
and get your passport.
All right. Well, hey, folks. Segment 2, moving on to that. But don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on KC Soccer Journal, wherever you find your podcasts, and rate Thad, Carrie, the whole pod. Cody, too. He's not here tonight. And nor is David. David is somewhere out there, right, guys? I think he's still with us.
He is still responding on Slack. So, yes, he
Okay.
is still. I mean, there are signs of life.
Good. Glad to hear it.
He does have an important job, and he needs to do that thing. And it's like more important than our pod, actually. I hate to
No.
admit it, but
But he is celebrating Spain
yes,
and
he is.
defending Spain.
In many ways.
I think he is more celebrating Argentina losing than Spain winning, but I
there you
could
go.
be wrong.
Pele won 2 World Cups. Messi only won 1. So, there you go, David. All right, we'll take a break and move on to segment 2.
Be right back. I don't know. Who wants to be in control this time?
I will.
Sounds like you. Oh, Carrie wants to.
I
That's right.
will.
Carrie
'Cause I have
did
a
say
great
that. I'm sorry,
intro
Carrie.
for this.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, world. We'll take it from here. And we're going straight into Sporting Kansas City against St. Louis on a Thursday during MLS rivalry
Yes.
week 3 days, because I think there was only really, like, 3 good games. Um, and we had a Thursday. Thank you, MLS schedule creators. It was
I
not
I'm just gonna interrupt for a second. Because I like wrote notes about things that we needed to make sure we covered, and one of them was MLS scheduler is an asshole.
Thad, goodness, my friend.
Keep going.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry.
I didn't think
I'm
it
ju
was that like shocking what I
No,
said.
no, it's not. I don't know, I'm just thrown off for a second. Um, it was not a pretty game for Sporting Kansas City. It got a little better in the second half. That first half really sucked. It really made me wanna keep watching or wish I was watching the World Cup again.
There
Like,
you
what
go.
is this? Exactly. Robert,
But Carrie, it was the best game out of the rivalry games, though, we gotta say that. All the other games were not near as good as this one, so you got that.
I mean, it was close, I guess.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was. It was some dramatic goals, some drama, some bribery, some um, questionable calls, some good play, some bad play. I mean, it had it all.
Yeah, it did. I would say almost a tale of 2 halves. That first half was just really, really bad, I feel.
It
It
was.
was like wanting me to wish I think it was like 70 degrees in St. Louis, and I was wishing for a hydration break so that this team could get together on this side and recollect themselves, you know? Robert, what'd you see?
Yeah, first half was ugly. I could, put a make it fugly, which it probably was. But, passes sorry, passes were off, touches were off. We'd clearly been off for what is it, 54 days, something like that. Clearly looked that way. Orblorian is probably like, all right, what have I got myself into here? How am I supposed to control this? Play with the guy I didn't practice with all week as Jansen had to step in when Meyer got hurt or sick.
Sick.
So yeah, difficult for sure. Manu was not good on the ball. LBJ at times was not tracking back, giving the effort that I would expect. Yeah, it just wasn't pretty at all.
No, I think LBJ just, like, completely stopped running on that first St. Louis goal.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, he was even with the guy who ended up scoring the goal at one point, but the guy blew past him, and he just kinda, halfway ran back, and then when he saw the guy was about to get the ball, he sped up, which, he was already, like, 8 yards in front of him, so too late.
He told us at open training that if he scores, he would like the Norwegian row from the cauldron. If he's doing that, I don't think we're getting it to him.
Exactly, you gotta earn it a little bit more than that.
He did score in his debut. Remember his first game with Sporting? He did score.
Yes, I do remember that.
I mean, it's been a long time since I think he has not been as promising as that first game, but he again, the whole team's been bad in so many ways. I do feel bad for Orborian because he all of a sudden Jansen had to step in and Wyatt he's been practicing with Wyatt. At every training we were able to see them even for a few minutes. He was with Wyatt as his partner. And because nobody else was sure that they were going to have Moses didn't have his card yet or wasn't all these things. Anyway, I think Moises will probably be his partner coming soon when they have time to practice and Moises gets fit because I don't think he's probably still not 80-minute fit, I'm guessing. But Wyatt Meyer got sick that morning. I was told it was a very severe head cold, and we saw him in the tunnel underneath St. Louis with a mask on and sweating. So he did not look healthy. He did not look good. And I
So
just
it was
tried to stay as
not
far
bag
away.
salad from Taylor Farms.
No, I did ask that. That was a running joke, and I don't mean just running in your pants. Diarrhea is hereditary. It runs in your genes. Old joke.
Oh,
Um,
boy.
but yeah, all of that combined, I still don't love Ian James as a right back. I understand why he's experimenting with him there. I just don't love it. I don't think. Jaden Reed had a very good game, and that showed because at halftime, both of those guys subbed off for Amir Carrie coming in on the left and Jake Davis on the right. And all of a sudden it was better. And I think Amir, who's not had hardly had any time to practice with anybody, is already an improvement. And I like his attitude and size. And
Oh, yeah. What sporting player did he, start, fighting? Was it Jake Davis? There was a yelling match on that even, MLS broadcasters picked up on it, and, they had to get, pulled apart from each other,
oh, I don't know. I didn't see that actually.
which is fine by me. That means that there's fight in this team, and
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
look, maybe we weren't fighting at St. Louis, but at least we're fighting each other.
Well,
Well, hey,
it's got to start at home.
who was it that tried to pick a fight early in the game? Was that Capita with one of the City players? He was,
Yeah.
chest
And
bumping
then,
him. Yeah.
We got Carrie trying to roll a City player
Yeah.
off the field.
Right. Yeah.
Welcome.
But he was right. Come on. Get off the ball, dude.
This is
Yeah,
a
I mean-
huge guy too.
the guy's like hugging onto the ball and he's like rolling him, trying to roll him over. And he just he's incredulous that this guy's being such an asshole, I think. And I got two assholes in today.
But I am a little disappointed in Orblorian only because he made it to the 75th minute, went down once, maybe 10 minutes before it, and then went down again, was asking for a sub, and then Capita did that 10 minutes later, which I get they're not fully fit, but to see two guys asking for the actual sub themselves, I'm
Yeah.
not too thrilled about it, especially in a rivalry game. I understand that they don't understand St. Louis and how stupid they are, but we gotta figure out how to get it into them.
I think they're getting it, quite honestly. I am pretty sure Carriage knows now how much of a pain in the rear St. Louis will be. So I think he has it because he had to roll that guy over just to take the ball from him. And I was hoping the guy would still hold on to the ball and he'd just lift him up with the ball, but let him fall. I think they're going to get it. I do. And Carriage is got it. Or though he was definitely cramping. He was hurting. So
Yeah, I
I
mean,
did
in
ask
their
him that.
defense, Carrie, I totally get what you're saying, but in their defense, if they're cramping like that, and it was pretty hot, pretty humid there. Thad, you were there, so you don't want to press that and be out for weeks with your new club either. You pull something,
Yeah.
so I do understand that it does look bad in a rivalry game, but tough coming off a preseason first game, yeah, but unfortunate for sure.
And of course, Orr coming off led to the third goal indirectly.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So Bartlow comes in. It's probably within the next 5-10 minutes that he goes for a ball in the box, trying to defend. The ball gets crossed in. He lunges for it, claims it hits his chest. Ref doesn't see it or doesn't call anything, and then gets flagged for VAR for a handball. What do you guys
So-
see?
Go ahead, Robert.
I don't think any of the video that we saw was, something you can make a determination from. I mean, they showed one from the back. How are you going to be able to tell from the back, first of all? Second of all, you could read Bartlow's lips. It hit my chest. He was like, his mouth open,
Yeah.
a gasp. It hit my chest. Again, the video evidence not conclusive at all. I don't think it hit his arm. I trust him being honest. He was so amazed by that. There was no video evidence that was conclusive. The angle, I think, was the issue, that it hit his chest and then it went toward his arms. I think that was a little deceiving. Very unfortunate for sure.
I, as a Bartlow disliker, through and through,
A Bartlow basher.
Bartlow basher. Thank
I
you.
like that.
Wow.
Nice.
Alliteration.
Bailey backers and Bartlow bashers.
Awesome alliteration.
Look at us. You can listen to Keeping Current to understand us being Bailey backers. Questionably, maybe now.
barely Bailey.
Barely Bailey backers. Okay. Anyways,
I gotta stop.
as a Bartlow basher, I gotta agree. I don't think that there is really anything that the video shows that's gonna indirectly turn it. I do question why his arm was so far forward in a lunge. You'd think it'd be outwards, not directly in front of him. I don't know. I haven't played soccer since 15 years ago, 20 years ago, something like that.
Well, I think when you're trying to land, because he was a bit airborne, it seemed natural. That was the other thought I had too. Is yeah, it seemed like it was in a pretty natural position for what he was doing. But
Yeah,
who knows? A
because
referee reversed the call, or called it a penalty, and we lost 3-2. So
And,
son of a gun.
Wiki said that he swore that Barlow swore on his mother's life.
yes, he did.
He did. He did.
And we talked to him after the game too, and he was very adamant that it hit his chest. He had his arm up and away, and it did not hit it, and he was very adamant about it. And again, I've seen players lie or misremember things, but I, for one, do believe him. Two, there was other people there that saw it closer than we did, and three, there was nothing that we saw from a video. Now, maybe they had a video that they saw that we weren't able to see, but I don't think that's supposed to be the case. But maybe that
I mean, the ball would have had to change directions twice, right? I saw it change direction once when I hit his
I
chest.
I just don't think that there's enough time between here and there for you to have maybe seen that direction and
Yeah, maybe.
change in direction. But maybe, right? I don't know. I just think even if it did hit the arm, it's because it was in a still natural position for a guy that's falling.
Mhm.
I
He
also
didn't wasn't trying to block a goal.
Right.
I don't know.
I also don't know if that ball gets through, if, like, the St. Louis player even is able to get anything but, like, a really bad touch on it, like, just
Yeah.
the way that he was positioned himself.
All all three goals had a questionable aspect to it to a certain extent. I really the first goal, the goalie was bumped into and the ball fell and all this other stuff. I don't really have a big issue with how that felt or how that was called or not called, but
Me
there was
neither.
also the foul that was on Ian James uh, in the build up to the second goal. That could have been normally called in the build up play and all that for a goal. That could have been taken back. All of those things came into play. You don't wanna, like, argue, like, "Oh, we lost because of a call," but there was 3 potential calls that could have been changed there or not called. So, it is frustrating, and one of the other frustrating things I had is with the new rules with the ref is supposed to count down how long the goalie has the ball, and I saw him on 2 different occasions raise his hand and start doing the countdown and get all the way down to 1 and lower his fingers, lower his arm, and 2 or 3 seconds later, the goalie finally kicked the ball. I'm like, "That's not how that rule is supposed to work, man. They're supposed to have kicked the ball by the time you, like, lower your hand." So, it just felt like a not very well refed game and all. I don't like to blame refs for losses, but sometimes the cumulative effect of it does happen, and it may have just been he was influenced by crowd, which probably was one of the worst crowds that St. Louis has had that I've been to, but still a pretty good crowd.
They didn't even have a tifo. Like, they what were they doing for 7 weeks? Not hosting a World Cup.
No. Although there was a sign across from the stadium about how there was a World Cup in Kansas City, but I talked to 2 different people who didn't
Amazing.
realize there was a World Cup in Kansas City. Well, one of them said, "Oh, that's right, you guys did have a game over there." No, we had 6, man.
Okay, they were just being petty.
No, I don't think he was that
No?
smart.
Oh, okay.
No.
Soccer capital, my
Average
ass.
Missourian.
Hey, now.
Hey, I'm also Missourian. I mean, I think even Wiki brought it up, like, Wiki's not one to kinda blame coaches or not coaches, refs.
Yeah.
We got a lot in the last few years of the last SKC era, but not so much this season with this guy.
Yeah, and then one thing I will say for a lot of coaches, they will always say, "We don't like to blame refs, we have to do our own thing, we have to take care of our business," and all that stuff. But once they've lost enough games, they can start blaming refs a little more often because it is kind of a natural progression as a team
Mhm.
as a coach loses more games and gets farther down in the standings, and there isn't a whole lot farther down to go.
Anything but to point the finger at themselves. I mean,
Yeah.
How much money should I bring to the game on Wednesday for the refs, like, to pay off the refs? Like, how much was that one guy holding up behind
I
the
thought it was like
VAR?
a 1.
Yeah, I know.
They're easily bought. They don't get paid that much. And for anybody who didn't see it, that was pretty awesome
It
from
was.
a kid from St. Louis sitting next to the VAR station as he was reviewing that play, which I don't know, maybe that did influence it, but he's like waving money in his hand over here, like, hey, ref, hey, ref.
And the
At
look on his face was pretty funny too.
Yeah.
at the World Cup party that I went to, my friend Joss dressed up in a referee uniform, and
Yeah.
he was red carding and yellow carding people all night long. Like, if we said something stupid to him, like, he'd yellow card us. And so I have a video of him arguing with someone, like one of our friends, and then I turn the camera and someone else is waving up a $1 bill, and it's like in unison with the St. Louis video.
So I got to hand it to that kid. It was pretty good.
It was well, have we said all we needed to about St. Louis?
Yeah, about that. I think so.
Just a real quick question. We know that it was not a perfect game. We know that Blorian and Amir were not at their best, but do you take signs of hope from how those two played? Yes, no.
Yes.
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 Robert,
Yes, for sure.
if they can
Incremental
continue to play like
improvement.
that and continue to get more integrated and have consistent partners, I have hope that we will. I have some confidence that there will be less goals given up.
Yeah. Oh, and it would be terrible to forget about Manu's assist on this game.
Yes. Who? Manu. Manu who?
DP worthy, Carrie?
Probably not. I do think it was a maybe a little bit more of a luckier touch for it to strike him right on his boot right there.
Yeah. We need to ask him if that was
But it was beautiful.
if it was intentional or a little bit of an accident. So,
What do
but
you think
yeah,
he'd say? He'd probably say intentional. I'm taking if that was me and that was completely unintentional, I'm taking credit for that.
Yeah, I would say it was instinctual, but yeah, you definitely take credit.
Yeah.
I think it was intended. I think it was lucky to have went exactly how it went. There's a little bit of both. So,
Well,
um,
we have anything else, Dad?
we're still talking about sporting?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was just gonna move on. We have Minnesota on Wednesday. Um, I don't do. How have they been doing? Does anyone know? I've not looked. I'm looking
Minnesota's
right now.
about middle of the table.
Okay, they're in eighth.
Yeah,
And they just drew to Real Salt Lake. Nope, I lied. They have not yet had a game back.
and they
Oh, they're
have
rested.
no
Damn it.
longer have James Rodriguez, their Colombian, kind of had a I don't know, a late dinner drink with them. A couple of games I think he played.
I would hate to be a Minnesota fan and that happened.
Yeah.
I would hate to be a sporting fan if they were like, "We're gonna bring someone in just before the World Cup, and that's it. Done and dusted."
Yeah.
But then
I mean,
again, they are in a slightly better position than we are. Slightly.
yeah,
Like
they're
7 places better.
Slightly. That's a little more
and,
than slightly.
and like 15 points,
It's
maybe. I don't know.
only 11.
Really? Only 11?
Only 11.
We can
Yes.
catch them.
We're at 11, and we have half the points they do.
Yeah, they've won twice as many games. They're 12th in the overall table, and we are 29th
We can
in the
do it.
overall table, supporter shield standings.
Okay, exactly. Look, we're not yet at the bottom. Thad said that we can't go down from here anymore. Technically, we can,
Yeah, we can.
but we can go up and beat Minnesota.
And by saying we can't really go down from here is we still haven't won a game for several weeks now, right?
Well, yeah.
Um, and they did have the 3 games at the end that they looked good in the last session in the first segment of the season, but they did lose the last game. So they got to start getting those wins at home.
Does watching the England versus France game make us feel slightly better about Sporting KC versus England and it being 5-1 or 6-1 or whatever?
No.
Yes.
Oh.
Because that was against backups. I mean, come on.
Well, Sporting put out different lineups during it too.
Yeah, right.
I
Yeah,
actually heard one of the players that was in there was not even a player. So for Sporting. So yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I should say who told me this, but there used to be games like when MLS had the reserve league. It wasn't the MLS Next Pro. It was long before that. They had the reserve league, and teams would just travel with extra players, and then they would play the reserve team the next day. And there was quite often that Sporting, the Wizards would have ticket sales guys and you know guys who worked on the field and stuff like that as in the team or on the bench, and the other team would sometimes borrow players and they'd borrow from PDL teams. So it was kind of like that.
Nice, nice. Oh, to be one of those guys who got to sit on the bench during a Sporting reserve match.
Well, some of them ended up as Comets players, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, well, there you go. So Sporting scored 16 goals on the season, Minnesota only 18, so that's maybe a bit of hope. Of
What
course,
about
we've
goals
allowed
against?
you had to go there.
we've
He was
allowed
he was already going there.
39 and they've allowed 22. But yeah, so that's slightly different. But, with the new additions, I don't think Minnesota's added anybody major. I may be totally wrong about that. I haven't looked. But yeah, I've got some hope come Wednesday night.
I do as well. And after watching open training with the Cauldron, and seeing Morsis, uh, he's a beast. Let's just say that.
He is.
He had perfectly weighted balls basically the entire practice, and it was just it was like a night and day difference between some of those players. Just like them being right next to each other and seeing the drills that they're doing. It's flawless.
Yeah, there's going to be a huge difference between who was playing defense before the break and who's playing defense after the break. And even in this last one, you had Orr, who should be number one center back,
Yes.
Wyatt, who should be probably third or fourth center back, right? And then with Orr going out with cramps, you now bring
Then you had
in the
number
fifth or
6.
sixth or whatever number you have. And again, no offense to those guys, they're all decent players in their own right, but they didn't need to be starting a lot, and they won't be.
I'm feeling hopeful, and it's always the hope that kills you,
It is.
but I'm feeling good. It needs to feel sparkled.
Defense
And
has been
maybe a bit.
reinforced.
You may get
The
some false diamonds in there, but eventually we're gonna get some diamonds, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Just
the
maybe a little bit of glitter, not yet sparkled.
but the defense has been reinforced. I mean, I know they would still look for a right back potentially, but mostly it's gonna be other attackers. They've been talking to 2 different wingers. They supposedly have tried for Mo Salah, and Mo has been off the table, back on the table apparently over the last few days because he was reported as being signed and
He
then
was
not.
never off the table. I don't think that was all a
No.
bunch of yeah.
Yeah. So, I still don't know if I would rather have Mo or 2 wingers, but we'll continue to discuss that over the next few weeks, I'm sure, until
Mo
we
was
get the players.
Mo was on the table when he saw Capita's goal, and then he was off whenever he
Yeah.
watched the rest of the game.
So just to confirm, no, Minnesota United has not added a player in the transfer window as of yet. So yeah,
Ironically, neither has St. Louis, and they still beat us.
thanks,
Ironically
Fab.
is probably not the right use of that, but anyway. All right,
No.
speaking of Minnesota, SKC2 beat Minnesota last night. Minnesota 2 for a 1-0 win down at Swope for their first game back after they had a game earlier, but first game back at their home now that England's no longer there.
We're so back.
Yeah,
We're so back.
all
So
positives.
did we see the debut of the 15-year-old by chance for them, or
Which was
Glami, however you say his name?
Which
Oh, he's already
one?
played for him before.
Oh,
Okay, he has. Okay, all right. S-
Guralami?
Yeah, yeah. So I had no idea that he was one of the ball kids for the Argentina Switzerland match at Kansas City
Yes.
Stadium. and I was in the same room with him. I had no idea that he was even there. Sad, huh?
Yep. I guess they were all like SKC2 Academy guys or something. So for
Yeah,
that
I
match.
knew that, but these guys were young, so I wasn't even thinking along those lines.
All right. Anything else for sporting?
Yeah, what is going to be the core
No,
I
these are the best
I
parts.
I had it in my head, What is Sporting gonna have to do to beat Minnesota? What is the what are they gonna do to I was trying to throw in Cora somewhere in there, and I just couldn't.
What is the core achievement that they need to do? What is the core
Achievement.
plan? What is the core
Yeah, thank you.
um
Just
The core
anything.
characteristic, sort of alliteration.
sure. All right, Robert, what is the core characteristic of a team that will win against Minnesota on Wednesday night?
Well, we keep giving up these goals that are dumb mistakes or fluky goals. We just got to stop that. We got to clear the ball out of the box like Jansen Miller did not when he should have. We need to make sure that we put ourselves in good defensive positions so we don't get called for a handball. We need to make sure that we're not giving the ball away and then not hustling back. So it's just not giving away cheap goals. So that to me is going to obviously be a major key.
Do you want to go, Carrie, or would you like me to go next?
You can go.
Well, I will try not to repeat what Robert said of a core characteristic being careful in caring for your goal. However, in to win, you got to score, right? So we got to get Capita and Dayon and Calvin. We need a C name for Dayon. Chessman. Calvin, Chessman, and Capita.
There you go.
We need to get them in sync and get at least a couple goals so that it's one more than whatever Minnesota gets.
Hey, we got a couple against St. Louis. One was a bit fluky, their mistake. But yeah.
Almost every goal in St. Louis was fluky one way or the other. Carrie?
Yeah, I gotta agree. I think we need to with what Thad said. When we were winning games, we had Kahira up at the top. I mean, he's now injured. He got injured in one of the little scrimmages. We need to find some way to uh put someone up there to draw people away from Chessman now.
Maybe.
We got to keep workshopping that. It
Yeah,
doesn't-
yeah.
Chessmaster. We'll keep working on that.
Chessie Decky? No, Chessie. Sorry. Cut that.
No, it's staying. The best parts are when we just are not all in sync at the same time. All right. Anything else about sporting, guys? Going once, going twice. We'll be right back. And we're back. Kansas City Current played over the weekend.
What, the best
And
club in the world?
I was gonna say that.
Sorry, Gary.
Okay, Carrie, go ahead. What are they called?
Oh, you mean the best club in the world?
The best club in the world that has built the first purpose-built soccer-specific stadium for a women's professional team. That one?
Yeah. Sorry, I was waiting for you to keep adding on to it.
Right, yeah.
I'm probably not at my best today. It's been a long 4 days, quite honestly. Sporting, current 2, other teams, current 2 again.
Having to travel with
stuff.
Sperry and pick up a hitchhiker. I mean, that's all
Yes.
difficult. Yeah.
Which, by the way, you should appreciate, we brought Blake back from St. Louis early so he would not get in trouble.
Nice
Not that he
job.
would get in trouble, but just being in St. Louis. All right, current went down early, came back and scored, came back and went ahead, and then gave up a goal late to draw against San Diego. Carrie, what went right, what went wrong in that game?
Well, first off, I wanna critique them for celebrating after the game. There was the Current posted a video of Lowe doing, like, the, like, rowboat dance that they do after wins. This wasn't a win.
No.
This was not even close to a win. I mean, I thought maybe we could pull it out, but alas, we did not.
Alas, not enough class.
Yeah. I
Alas, it was our mess.
like,
It was not his fault. It was not his fault.
it was not, but this does get him probably, like, 10 more games at least.
Why? Why would this get him 10 more games?
I don't know, because it wasn't a loss. That's it. That's all I'm going off of.
It's a high bar.
A
Whew.
draw at home. Now
Well,
again,
they're not gonna view it as a draw as a loss.
San Diego is a good team. They were
They are
best
the
better on the
best
road.
best away
They have a better
team
record
on
on
the
the
road.
road than at home. I don't
Yes.
it's weird. I do have a problem with ESPN and their power rankings though, because when the Current lost in Orlando, they dropped like 5 spots in their power rankings, and this one they jumped back up. Now they're higher than they were before they had the loss, and I'm like, "It's a draw at home, you should not jump up. You should, like, stay level." But what do I know? So what went well and what did not go well? Because I mean, they gave up an early goal, but they did respond, but then the they couldn't keep it safe, and they gave up a goal very late. What was good?
Seeing Temwa Chewinga before she goes away for, like, a month and a half for women's AFCON.
Yeah, she'll be missing 3 games, 4 games, something like that.
I thought it was 5.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
But she's there now already,
Yes.
so she will miss the game this weekend in Boston. Is that right? I think it is.
Yes.
On the positive side, KC Current 2 are the WPSL champions.
Oh, nice.
They,
It's probably because they played at the women's second, a professional sports stadium.
that does help. They were all at home, sleeping in their own beds, all that good stuff, and they have a pretty deep roster, and some of those teams that traveled did not have very deep rosters. In fact, the team that they went to play in the final had, like, 4 subs, and in the semifinal, they played a couple subs in the first half, and this is a league you can sub in and out, so you don't have to once you go in, you can come back out and back in. But anyway, played a few subs in the first half, but then didn't play any in the second half or in the extra times, and they did score to win to go on to the final, but then they kind of did the same thing, hardly had any subs used in this a game against the Current, and I'm like, Current's just got they're, like, deep and big and professionally trained and have, all the benefits of all the professional stuff, and they still pulled out a 1-0 win against New York Athletic Club. They were the better team the entire game, though,
Mhm.
but congrats.
So when does the potential best player in the world, Mary Long, come back into the picture? Is she training?
I've not seen her training, but I know at one point somebody had said that they thought she would be coming back in August.
Okay. All right. I mean, you said that Temwa is leaving for a number of games. Right now, they're only 5 points to Current out of first place, second most wins in the league. So they're not in a bad spot. Obviously, a loss and a draw in their last 2 matches. So where do you think they're going to be after all these games Timwa is missing?
A lot depends on how soon Michelle Cooper is back, because we don't
Mhm.
know that.
Yeah.
Last week, she was training on the side and not with the team yet, and it was just muscle tightness apparently, but that kept her out for a couple games at least. But you have other players coming back in, Vanessa DiBernardo, Dabinia has been back in for a couple weeks now, but it's
Dominion looked good in the
yeah,
game. Nothing crazy.
yeah,
But it was enough to feed some balls to Bethune
yeah.
to either just sky them over the bar or kick them straight at the keeper again, or
But
what a banger though of a goal that she did have.
yeah.
all of her goals have been bangers, and it sucks that she can't get, like, the easy tap-ins.
She is she is a conundrum.
She is.
Croy the conundrum.
Not that good. You could be better.
I'll keep trying. Um, she plays so well, but the results are not always there. I mean, she gets goals, she gets assists, but I want to see how over the next couple years as she gets older, because she's still really young.
Mhm.
See how she grows to like maybe lead a team instead of and making the right decisions at the right times.
Right.
But she is so talented.
She is. And you alluded to earlier, Vanessa Bernardo being back. Man, talk about shithousing. She came in
Uh-oh.
and
What?
she came in and she was ready to fight people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I think she came in and we scored immediately, and I think that one was, Temoris, and Corey went over to the bench to go get water, and, uh, San Diego Wave was ready to go. They wanted to, like, get everything going, and Vanessa just stood on the other side of the field and had to get pushed back over to the
Yes.
current side. I was like, "She is back," and that was, like, within, like, 2 minutes of her being on the field.
Yep.
So
No, I like her.
it is odd to me, and please help explain this if you can. Her option's been declined for next year, so she knows she's not really wanted. Are they negotiating with her, or how does that work? Because that'd be weird. Okay, this team doesn't hasn't signed me up for next year. They don't seem to want me, but yet I'm here playing.
We don't know if they're negotiating with her. The people who officially we could ask usually aren't available to be asked.
Hmm.
Because I mean, we can ask Armis, but he will give "Oh, of course we always love her and we always want her here and she's a valuable part of our community," and
Right,
et cetera, insert all the phrases, which this is not blaming him, it's just the way things are. Uh, so we don't really know for sure, and I haven't had the time or energy to try to dig into other stuff lately with behind the scenes, but just because a option is declined doesn't mean they aren't renegotiating.
right, right.
Mhm. Debania was just
Yeah,
declined, and they just renegotiated a new deal with her.
yeah,
A few years ago, it happened with Hamilton and E-Ball as well, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, but that was a really weird circumstance.
Right.
There was some other stuff going on behind the scenes, like, they were potentially going to go to another team as a short-term thing and then come back, so they had to, like, work the contracts that way, but they didn't wanna say that that was gonna happen that way. It was a very weird circumstance, and it just turned out that they didn't go do that other thing, whatever it was.
Mhm,
So that was a little bit of a weird thing because I think all along they were intending to bring Ball back for sure, and
mhm.
Hamilton probably, I think, but
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 still, they've declined contracts
yeah,
before and have been able to
yeah.
still retain the player.
yeah. It's just
It just seems
sometimes
weird.
maneuvering stuff, contracts, whatever. Um, anything else on the current? They play again Boston this weekend, right?
Yes.
Saturday at I want to say like 4 o'clock,
You got it.
and so we'll have a doubleheader essentially. Current at Boston and Sporting at LA FC.
Oh, no. I forgot about that.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
We
I am no longer feeling sparkled.
got to focus on wins at home for Sporting, and then start to get points on the road. But that's not necessarily in the first 2 weeks. So, we got to baby steps here. The Current are
And
still trying to figure out that get results on the road thing too,
and await some new signings, hopefully, as well. So,
and integration of the s- signings they do have. So it's again, they will be better because having a defense will allow them to have a little more control of the ball and not be so frantic. And then maybe LBJ becomes better.
yeah, I have to say I'm a little disappointed with Lassa, but
Uh,
nice guy.
it's like I see the things in him that I think that they saw. I think it's not there for the team.
Yeah.
Again, I know we were talking about the current more of the segment, but just I want to go back to Amir and Orr. Both of them made statements about how they want to exert leadership and help this team be better. And I believe them. It's not just like mouthing words like, "Oh yeah, I want to be a leader." Like Amir's like, "I need to show them how to win."
So, what is the number of sporting players over time that we have said, yeah, not playing that well. Nice guy, though? It's a lot. It is a lot.
That's a lot more in the last recent
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. It's not great to be able to go, "Yeah, they're not playing all that well, but they are nice guys." But it's even worse to say they're not playing that well, but they're jerks.
Right. But see, some of the better players are jerks. I mean, I could throw out a couple of names, but
Sometimes they are, and sometimes
what
we sell them at just the appropriate time back to Florida.
a bad Bell. Josh Wolf is still out there wanting a coaching job, so it could happen.
I think he should contact Armis for a assistant job.
There you go.
What else do we need to talk about today? I know we were technically in the current segment, but we already talked about the Currents last game. They'll face Boston. We'll probably record a keeping current with Kansas City tomorrow night, perhaps. I know I saw some texts going back and forth, but I haven't read them yet. Carrie, can we give me an update? Are we recording tomorrow night?
I'm trying to push for tomorrow night, after I do trivia, but I have to do trivia because I've been flaking on my team, and the last 2 or 3 weeks, and every single time that I flake on them, they've won first place. So I don't know if it's me or if it's just the new place that they found.
So you want to go back and sabotage them?
Not sabotage, I just wanna feel like a winner, okay? Even
You
if
sound like
I
Manu. Manu wasn't starting for a while. We did well. He came in late. Anyway,
look, if I here's the thing, I know the easy questions, obviously, but, like, everyone else does. So I can help them in that. I can pretend like I helped.
I think you know deep down, though, that you're just answering the same questions everybody else could have answered. Do you have a
Yes, I
specialty?
do
I
know
mean,
that.
you have a specialty of soccer.
There was one trivia question that I knew that no one else on my team did at Tin Roof, and that is it was a few months ago, and it was who is the Current's next head coach. So, I got that one. There was a few boos, but
It's the one you didn't wanna know. I'm gonna go back to the current 2 for a second, though. The current 2 are coached by Vasil Ristov, and he's a super nice guy, so I am really happy for him having won a championship on his birthday, by the way. So he won a WPSL championship on his birthday, and he coached an ECNL team to a championship on his birthday a few years ago. So his birthday is good for him. All right. Anything else we need to cover there, fellow Potters?
I think we are good, sir, and we probably went a little longer than we expected.
Not as bad as I feared with as much. If Cody was here, we would have argued more about Argentina. If
Why do you
David
think
was
that,
here,
Thad? I have no idea why you would think that.
if David and Cody were here, we'd have had to cut a
Oh,
lot of it
Lord,
out.
we would have all dropped off and they would still be going on now. Where did Carrie and Thad and Robert go? I don't know.
But yeah, it was a great World Cup, and it was a lot of fun, and we got to watch a lot of games, and we got to see a lot of people come to America and go, "Hey, you guys aren't that bad after all," and all that good stuff, and lots of good, interesting things happened, and we will miss it. But in the meantime, there are lots of teams to watch that are not quite as good as those other teams, but MLS teams, NWSL teams, WPSL, MLS Next Pro, and USL, all these other teams. Go watch them. That's where soccer grows in this country and will get better.
yeah. And to close us out and to celebrate Spain, let us listen to the Manu Garcia chant.
La 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 la. Manu Garcia. Ya la 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 la. Manu Garcia. Ya la la la.
I like this.
Manu Garcia.
I still think that sounds like you.
It's not.
And we're out.
Go Sporting.
My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer, whiskey, wine or gin. Anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. The other side don't seem so tough. And 3 own goals ain't all that rough. Our skipper has just been sent off. Some punters strong have all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin. Anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking.